The Wasp Factory. Chapter 4, Part 6, The Bomb Circle. While I was laying there waiting, I realized that I hadn't told Paul where to hit the bomb. Nothing happened. I lay there feeling my stomach sinking slowly into the sand on top of the dune. I sighed to myself and looked up. Paul was a distant puppet, jerking and leaping and throwing back his arms and whacking the bomb repeatedly on the side. I could just hear his lusty yells over the whisper of the grass in the wind. "Shit," I said to myself, and put my hand under my chin just as Paul, after a quick glance in my direction, started to attack the nose of the bomb. He had hit it once, and I had taken my hand out from under my chin, preparatory to ducking, when Paul, the bomb, its little halo pool, and everything else for about 10 meters around suddenly vanished inside a climbing column of sand and steam and flying rock. Lit just the once from inside, in that blindingly brief first moment, by the high explosive detonating. The rising tower of debris blossomed and drifted, starting to fall as the shock wave pulsed at me from the dune. I was vaguely unaware of a lot of small sand slips along the drying faces of the nearby dunes. The noise rolled over, then a twisting crack and belly rumble of thunder. I watched a gradually widening circle of splashes go out from the center of the explosion as the debris came back to Earth. The pillar of gas and sand was pulled out by the wind, darkening the sand under its shadow and forming a curtain of haze under its base, like you see under a heavy cloud sometimes as it starts to get rid of its rain. I could see the crater now. I ran down. I stood about 50 meters away from the still steaming crater. I didn't look too closely at any of the bits and pieces lying around, squinting at them from one side of my eye, wanting and not wanting to see the bloody meat or tattered clothing. The noise rumbled back uncertainly from the hills beyond the town. The edge of the crater was marked with huge splinters of stone torn up from the bedrock under the sands. They stood like broken teeth around the scene, pointing at the sky or fallen slanted over. I watched the distant cloud from the explosion drift away over the firth, dispersing, then turned and ran as fast as I could for the house. So nowadays I can say it was a German bomb of 500 kilograms, and it was dropped by a crippled HE-111 trying to get back to its Norwegian base after an unsuccessful attack on the flying boat base farther down the firth. I like to think I was the gun in my bunker that hit it and forced the pilot to turn tail and dump his bombs. The tips of some of those great splinters of indigenous rock still stick above the surface and long returned sand, and they form the bomb circle, poor dead Paul's most fitting monument, a blasphemous stone circle where the shadows play.